Do you know what you need to study to pass your TEAS exam? Here's a checklist of all the topics that are tested in the TEAS exam. In the science section of your TEAS exam, specifically the anatomy and physiology portion of the exam, you should be prepared to answer questions on the following topics. Path of blood flow through the heart. Know what makes up the cytoskeleton. Know where ADH is secreted from. Hormone production. Blood pressure. Alkalosis and acidosis. Know that testosterone is an androgen. Difference between active and passive immunity. Know that oxygenated blood flows through the pulmonary vein. Know which gland endocrine hormones are produced secreted by. Eccrine, apocrine, and sebaceous glands. Differences among long, short, and irregular bones. Know what the suffixes clast and blast mean. Kidney structure and function. Anatomical plane. Causes and effects of osteoporosis. Urinary system. Gastrointestinal system. Muscular system. Skeletal system. Respiratory system. Cardiovascular system. Endocrine system, lymphatic system, integumentary system, reproductive system, central nervous system, and peripheral nervous system. In the biology portion of the exam, you should be prepared to answer questions on the following topics. Know how a Punnett square works. Translate mutations of DNA. Stem cell differentiation. Cell potency. DNA and RNA structure. Base pairing, electrophoresis, neuron action potential graphs. Know what a phenotype is. Know what a genotype is. Complementary DNA strands. Cell structures, organelle functions. Endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. Viruses. Taxonomy hierarchy. Know that bile breaks down lipids. Melanocytes. Mendel's laws. Non-Mendelian inheritance. Know that an amino acid is made from an amine and a carboxylic acid. Difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Differences among osmosis, active transport, and facilitated diffusion. Codominance, especially pertaining to blood types. In the chemistry portion of the exam, you should be prepared to answer questions on the following topics. Acids and bases. Acid-base balance. Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Properties of water. Critical point. Triple point. Atomic radius. UV radiation. Ionic and covalent bonds. Double and single replacement reactions. States of matter. Solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. Number of valence electrons in the common elements. Find atomic numbers of common elements. Find mass numbers of common elements. In the mathematics section of your TEAS exam, these are the key topics you can expect to be tested on. Numbers and algebra. Solve for x. Simplify an expression. Find the median, mean, and mode. Make estimations. Convert among fractions, decimals, and percentages. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals and fractions. Order a list of fractions and decimals. Order a list of rational numbers. Solve simple tax problems. Solve problems using dependent and independent variables. Solve problems involving ratios, proportions, and rates of change. Create an equation that matches a written word problem. Measurement and data. Formula for area of a triangle. Formula for area of a square. Formula for area of a rectangle. Pythagorean theorem. Hypotenuse. Calculate the perimeter of a circle in terms of pi when given the area. Interpret scatter plot data. Positive and negative correlation. Normal distribution and bimodal distribution. Read bar graphs, line graphs, and pie charts. Convert milliliter to liter, feet to yard, pound to kilogram, and tablespoon to milliliter. In the reading section of your TEAS exam, these are the key topics you can expect to be tested on. Make inferences. Draw conclusions about a text. Interpret the order of events in a text. Locate specific information in a text. Interpret labels. Read charts and graphs. Find which sentence does not belong in a paragraph. Integration of knowledge and ideas. Read recipes. Read nutrition facts. Know what an almanac is. Know what a bibliography is. Know what an atlas is. Identify the importance of a text's thesis. Interpret word meanings by using context clues. Identify the purpose of a text. Expository, informative, persuasive. Read maps. Compare and contrast themes. Evaluate an argument. Primary and secondary sources. In the English and language usage section of your TEAS exam, these are the key topics you can expect to be tested on. Conventions of standard English. Parts of speech. Recognize dangling modifiers. Prefixes and suffixes. Capitalization and punctuation rules. Subject-verb agreement. Synonyms and antonyms. Common spelling mistakes. How to use semicolons. Comma rules. When to use who, whom. Use could have instead of could of. Using quotation marks. Adverbs and adjectives. Conjunctions and interjections. Difference between homophones and homographs. Simple, compound, complex, and compound-complex sentences. Knowledge of language. Recognize and avoid double negatives. Difference between a complete sentence and a sentence fragment. Recognize and avoid run-on sentences. Evaluate if language meets the needs of a particular audience. Difference between formal and informal language. Introduction, body, and conclusion paragraphs. Topic sentences. Transition words and phrases. Using language and vocabulary. Communicate ideas effectively. Determine word meanings using word parts. Studying for the TEAS exam doesn't have to be a pain. This comprehensive checklist highlights the key topics you need to know to ace the exam. Using a checklist to guide your studying provides a structured and organized way to track your progress and ensure that you are covering all the important information.